I wanted to give a little update on the rectal glutathione syringe method. I was gonna check this before I started the video, but I'm just trying to see when I bought the reduced glutathione, because that's the one that I'm using right now, just so I know how long I've been on it. Okay, so it was delivered January 29th, so it's been, 2 weeks today exactly since I started it. Okay, perfect. So far the good news is like the crazy gas and stuff like that did slow down. Thank goodness. You guys have to know, like, taking any type of supplement or medicine or really anything rectally, it is going to hit your system so much quicker, and yeah, it gets in the bloodstream really fast. It was so funny. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about some type of hallucinogenic drug, and how even taking it orally is one thing, but like they were too terrified to do it rectally because they know people who have, put it in the rectum, 1 inch to 2 inches where that gland is, so then it can get in the bloodstream, and like it hits so quickly and it's so much more, I guess, just powerful. Like it's just, they're too scared to do it basically. And so it's kind of the same with like supplements and medicines. Like this has been used as a way to take, different medicines like for a very long time. It's definitely nothing new. It's just, nowadays, thankfully, we don't have to like put thermometers up our butt. We don't have to take our medicines up our butt. And so it's a lot more comfortable for people to take it orally. But trust me, I don't know, just the results of just changing up the method of application is just like insane to me. I'm really surprised. Though we already know that when you create the extra bile, it really does help. It does help. Like you can actually like see the difference pretty quickly. But yeah, just the drawback is just the gas. The gas was really gross. So yeah, that does calm down, and basically definitely able to hold it in longer, sometimes up to like 40 minutes, then go to the bathroom and release it, depending on how long you're gonna be in the bathroom. I've noticed, okay, so my camera died on me. I don't know where I was with that, but oh yeah, I guess you can keep it in for way longer. How long you're actually in the bathroom passing the bile, I feel like it just like it fluctuates. Sometimes I feel like it could be like maybe like 10 minutes. Sometimes it's just like 5 minutes. Sometimes you have to go once, and sometimes you'll have to go twice. I've noticed on average, definitely going back, like I'll think everything is done and then I'll have to go back, a second time. So there's that. Obviously, the longer you leave it in, I feel like the more bile is created. So basically you're just getting the most out of what you just took. I wish I had a better understanding of just what it is exactly with the bile that just makes everything so much more potent, just between glutathione and basically what your body's doing once it's in there. Because it's like, I'm only taking 4,000 milligrams. Like that really isn't that large of a dose, and yet I don't know, I just feel like the visible change in my results that I'm seeing are just way more so than what I had before. And honestly, I don't even feel like at this point that I would even need to up my dosage, just because the 4,000 seems to be like going well. Because like at first I told you guys I wanted to do maybe from like 6,000 to maybe like 12,000 or something like that, but now I'm like not exactly so worried about it. It's like the longer you keep it in, I don't know, it's just, I know that it basically triggers your body to make even more glutathione, so I guess that's why it seems like it's so much more just potent all over. But I don't know, just a heads up, the first week to 2 weeks, I mean, it's gonna be gross, but that all like stops. Like I told you guys, the first week, it's like I would apply it, and then not only like after I went to the bathroom like the first time, which I feel like I was in there for like ever, it could have been just like 10 to 15 minutes, but it felt like I was in there forever. I would keep on having to like run back, like to go again and again and again, and sometimes like this would last like up to 4 hours afterwards. Now I feel like that has kind of slowed down a bit, and I don't feel like I'm still like gassy or passing gas or something like that. It's toned down, but the results are still really noticeable. So I'm just assuming that over the next few weeks, once I get to the 1 month mark, it's going to, if you know, maybe be even more of a, I don't know, the side effects are going to be milder than they are even now. But really, like, that's really the only drawback to, I think, the rectal syringe application method. Like, yes, it is cheaper than liposomal or acetyl, but no one really wants to be gassy. And, you know, it smells like, you know, sulfur, which sulfur is an awful smell to begin with. So this is kind of like a good update. I like how everything's a little glowy. Now, I'm a little confused on what's happening because I did up my MSM dosage. I think right now I'm taking 12,000 milligrams of the MSM, and so I did that about a month ago. And so when that happened, a lot changed. I noticed that I wasn't as hungry, and it's still doing the thing where I think it's suppressing the appetite. Now, I've seen very small articles on both MSM and glutathione talking about weight loss, but there isn't like a strong enough connection for me to be able to like really gather, yes, it burns more fat, or like really what it's doing. But I will say, before I started on the reduced glutathione, just by upping my MSM intake, I noticed that sometimes I would just skip meals and I wouldn't even know I was skipping meals. So sometimes it's just like I'll have 1 to 2 meals a day. And so this, obviously, it depends on, I guess, how much you're taking of the MSM, because I'd been on like 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of MSM for basically 6 months, like a really, really, really long time. I like to always take MSM, and before that I was taking an even larger dose, but I just like cut it back. So I don't feel like it was affecting my appetite that much. But as soon as I upped it, yeah, and I take it in the morning because obviously when I upped it, it started messing with my sleep schedule, so I couldn't take it at night anymore, and then obviously the dreams got more vibrant. I have had some breakouts on my body. Now, to say it was MSM related, like it was like a detox or something, I don't know, because I naturally do. It's just, you know, I just have acne prone skin. There's nothing I can do, but it would be breakouts here and breakouts on my back. I'm waiting to see if the acne marks will hopefully lighten up and not be so dark, because, you know, I had quite a few breakouts, and so I'm just gonna assume this was just in reaction to me upping the dosage, and it was just like a detox. But also, I was telling you guys, like, I noticed chocolate seems to be a trigger for my acne, which is just, you know, I guess that's not that surprising. I think that's kind of a trigger for a lot of people, but I don't know. I didn't exactly know whether to believe that or if it was like an old wives' little tale, whatever. So yeah, I noticed that if you are looking for something to suppress your appetite, like, and thankfully I didn't start the reduced glutathione, so I was still taking the acetyl, which I had been on for like 3 months, and so I know for a fact that the only thing that I changed was the MSM. So that's why, like, I'm gonna just put all of the weight type results that I've gotten, well, more weight loss results, I'm just going to blame it all on the MSM, not necessarily the glutathione. But I have seen or read very briefly that people have noticed it helps with weight. It wasn't enough information for me to like really gather anything from it. It was just like, okay, but now I'm thinking, you know, something happens just with the appetite, because like sometimes I'm just not that hungry. And yeah, it's been like about a month on a higher dose of MSM, and you know, sometimes I really just will eat maybe 1 actual meal a day, and then maybe have a snack at night before bed. It's kind of weird, but that's the only change that's happened that I could figure out, or just like put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, obviously I've lost a little bit of weight from it, not too much, but yeah, so that's definitely something just like to look out for. I thought when I first started MSM 2 years ago, I thought most of me not feeling hungry was because I was also waist training. And so, you know, obviously if you have a waist trainer on, you're not gonna have like the biggest appetite. You're not gonna be able to eat as much because you're being constricted and everything. But now I'm thinking it was it was largely in part to the MSM as well as the waist trainer, because I was taking like 20,000 milligrams of MSM at that time. So yeah. So yeah, I hope this little update was helpful. Let me know what you guys think. Have you noticed with higher doses of MSM anything happening with your weight or your appetite, and also just the rectal glutathione, like how long after you've taken it and you've expelled, so after you've held it in for a certain amount of time, from 15 to an hour, whatever, how long do you notice yourself going back to go to the bathroom, having more bile being produced even after you've expelled that first dosage? Because I'm just kind of curious, because it seems like my body is still working even after I think I've got it all out. Because think about it, we're only taking, like, I have a 10 milliliter syringe. I don't even fill it all the way up. Like, I'm only doing like maybe half of the water, and I'm doing 2 teaspoons of reduced glutathione, which is about 4,000 milligrams. So it's really not a lot of water to be expelling. So everything that is coming out is just your body producing stuff.